didn't part as friends. If you remember me, there's no way I could know. But I walked right up and you opened up the door. It's strange, but I could fall in love. But I walked right up and you opened up the door. It's strange, but I could fall in love.
Hello and welcome. I hope you're having a great Sunday and enjoying the rest of your weekend. This is Theresa Conway-Hayes, and welcome to my Ephemera D-Stash video. So let me just start off that I am not a seller, but I do have a limited space here in my RV, and I'm feeling a little overwhelmed once in a while with the amount of stuff that I have. And I'm one of those people that if I haven't touched it for maybe 3 months or 6 months, I'm like, it needs to go. I'm obviously not using it. Now, of course, not for everything. You know, you don't use your eyelets every day. You don't use your stencils maybe every day or something like that. But this kind of stuff, I've had some of this for probably the last year, some of it. And even so, you know, this was back when I was using shabby chic, which I just did a video yesterday talking about how it's not really my thing anymore. But this is a beautiful tag, and this is a beautiful vellum envelope. Look at the vintage on the back of there. So this is lovely, and I think somebody would really enjoy this. So this is part of the Ephemera D-Stash bag that I'm going to put together. And just to get the yuckiness out of the way, the price tag, for all of this, I am asking $15, which includes postage. Like I said, this is a D-Stash. So postage is going to cost me probably anywhere from $5 to $6. And this is for US only. I'd be happy to ship overseas, but I'd have to charge more money because this isn't about me spending more money. This is about me de-stashing and recouping. In this case, it would be about $10 for all the cardstock, vellum, digitals, inks, glues, everything that I've used to put these items together. So this will be listed in my Ko-fi, or you're always welcome to go into my description and find my contact information and contact me another way. It will be in my Ko-fi probably within the next hour or so. So if someone were to buy it off of my Ko-fi first, I'd have to honor that because that gets paid at the same time that it gets ordered. So let's go ahead and look at what all this loveliness involves. It will come in a Ziploc baggie, and there's I always call this a 50+ D-Stash. So we've got 1, 2, 3, isn't that cute? 4, 5, 'and then we've got some ATC cards, 6, 7, 8, and I'm not legalistic about my ATC card sizes. Here's another vellum bag, 9, 10. This is from my botanical creations that I did. 11. And this has a little notebook attached to the ATC card. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. That's pretty. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. This is a wraparound pocket. 25. That one has a scripture reference on the back of it. Now, having said that, I want to mention some of you may feel like you know me by now. And, oh, I got to remember I stopped at 25. And you may see something like this and think, oh gosh, wow, I want the postcard, but I don't want anything else. But I don't want to hurt Theresa's feelings because I'm going to repurpose this and take some of this off or maybe color over it with gesso or something like that. No, I repurpose my stuff all the time. So if you buy something from me, I don't care if it's a journal or whatever, because I do sell journals too. Again, not to make money off of them necessarily, but because I need to keep my level of craft stuff in this trailer to a certain amount. So feel free to repurpose any of my stuff. So I think this was 25. 26, that's just a piece of Tim Holtz cardstock. 28 or 27, 27 comes after 26. And this has some stuff in it. This also has some stuff in it. And this is live, so if you want to say hi, feel free to. 29, 30. This has a belly band on it. So it's like a letter from a Roxy's Creations challenge, and it's like a letter that you would stick this into a pocket maybe. Oh goodness, I think I was on 29. I did count these though, and there's at least 50 here. 30. 31. That opens up. Some vintage ticking. Lots of stuff here. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm at 32. 33. 34. 35. 36, 37, 'This does open up. 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. This is my cowboy ephemera. 43. These need backed. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. I'm sure I lost count. There's some beautiful ticking. I love this piece. This is a cute little piece that's made with some of those Amazon bags that you can buy. So I just folded it up, made pockets. I feel like there's something in there. But I'll leave that for the oh, that's just stitching. I did stitching on it. There's some stitching right around there. This is from a master board. All the cowboy ephemera needs backed. These are from old magazines from Texas. This is a little booklet type thing. Has lots of stuff in it. Has a little game piece, little playing card, and another little playing card. And here's some more tags. This is vintage upholstery material from Italy. This is ticking from Italy. Most of this, a lot of these things that are vintage are from Italy. And I mean from Italy. They ship to me from Italy. Because I do buy quite a few things from Rachel at Roxy's Creations. Oh, I'm not done. So this bag has a bonus item in it. I bought these cards and I have a ton more. And they're really cool. The date on them are March, let's see. No, here's the date, 1980. And they are glossy, but not the type of glossy that you can't write on, especially on the back side. And some of the images, I think, would be good to cut out. So you'd have something like that, all depending on how good of a fussy cutter you are. So I just did that as an example to show that some of these things, like there's some really cool, like something like that might be fun to put on a cluster. I don't know. They just might, I liked this one. So anyways, I'm going to count 20 of these cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think I like this one better. I think I like this one better. Okay, so there's 20 of these cards. They're going to go in the pack too. So I'm also going to be putting these cards in my Ko-fi shop for 5 cents each. And I will send these out in these type of envelopes. So if an order gets to be more than I can fit in one of these envelopes, it would go into 2 envelopes, and so on and so forth. And I will be selling these cards for 5 cents each. So yeah, and with $1 postage. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can do that with Ko-fi. Okay, so these are 5 cents each, and they will be in my Ko-fi shop. But this is what I'm selling today for my Ephemera D stash for $15, which includes postage. Typically, these do go pretty fast. Now, when I say typically, this is the third or fourth time that I've done this. So I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional seller, but I have sold a lot of things because I've destashed my my Stampin' Up. Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention that I realized today that I never mentioned, I used to always tell people this when I was selling my Stampin' Up stuff, and that is that these items, well, okay, let me just say it this way. My home is smoke-free, vape-free, pet-free. So that means as far as those different types of allergens, there are none in this home. My husband and I do not smoke. We do not vape. No tobacco products whatsoever. We do not have any pets. And yeah, so that might be important to you. I know it's important to me because my husband has allergies. So keep that in mind as well. And I wanted to talk just a little bit more about these. So I thought that these would be fun. I mean, wouldn't it be fun to do a history journal? Or what was I thinking? I was thinking about something else too. So you might be, say, an art journal and grab all the cards that are about art. This guy must be an artist. He's a painter of Indian life. So then you could have a journal that is completely about art. And I think, because I love to read. I was reading some of these earlier. You have a pocket on a page, and look how nicely they would fit in a larger size pocket. I have some pockets here, like it would go really nice in something like that. You could put several in a side pocket. And how fun is that for somebody to receive a journal like this and pull this out? So usually we'll do this and we'll look at the beauty of the ephemera, but then they can turn it over and they can read about women in the labor movement in 1820, and it sums it up by saying working for equality. And the illustration is a woman's labor union demonstrates for equal pay in 1881. I think that's fascinating. So that would be great. And I really, really like the idea of adding real ephemera to your journals. I even, let's see, I even have stuff like this that is cool to add to a journal. How fun would that be for a person to pull this out of the pocket and look at this and then focus in on it and see, what in the world is this? Oh, this is to determine knitting pin and stitch gauge. Very cool. So I think original ephemera is a fun idea for a journal. And for those of you who have visited this video today for the purpose of the ephemera ember, yes, pretty much every video that I do in probably the next month is going to be talking about the ephemera ember. And I'm just going to highlight real quick. I put some tabs in here today. So when I do a day, and yes, I am impatient and have started working in my ephemera ember journal. So I have a tab on the pages that I've worked on. So the other video I was saying how I was going to build in apothecary to this place right here, but instead what I decided to do is I built this, and this is a pocket, and this pocket was built after I bound my signatures. So my signatures are held in by elastic, but they're sewn in individually. And so I took a strip of paper from my, I don't think it, maybe it was this one, from my, I don't think it was this one, but it was something like this, from my swap partner. And I folded it, hi Tony, welcome. And I folded it to 1 inch, and on the other side you can see, let me see if I can find the other side. Let's see. This is really hard to do. Okay, here's the other side. So the other side, where is it? Oh, here it is. I took it, so I threaded it through the stitching, and then I glued it onto this envelope that had already been stitched in. And then I just put this on top of that just to make it look a little fun. So this is a strip of paper that was threaded through so that it would hold this pocket, and then it just comes out on this side to secure it. That was a lot of fun. I could have done something other with it. I could have actually made another pocket on this side, and that would have been fun too. And I punched it on the end with my banner punch, so that's why it's got a little point like that there. But that was something that I did, and I'm got a little tab there because this page is done, because the prompt was a robotic animal or quirky animal, dog or cat, and apothecary. So, and then I've got a little insert in this pocket that says the scope of apothecary includes the cultivation of plants that are used as drugs, the synthesis of chemical compounds of medicinal value, and the analysis of medicinal agents. So I'm not going to try and put that in there right now. But yep, that's pretty much what I was working on recently in my Ephemera Ember. I just put some lace on there, which is kind of like a tab in itself. And oh, I did this yesterday. It's like a pocket. It is a pocket. And then I also did one other thing. It's right here. This is like a tab. Whoops, what's going on here? Some glue must have seeped out. This is a page edge. I don't know what to call it. But anyways, I just got to folding papers yesterday, which is, you know, that other one I just showed you. And I took a little piece of this eyelash trim and put it on there. And I looked at it, I was like, now what am I going to do with this? So I did hold it up against a page, and I thought, no, I don't like the way that looks. And so then this was empty, this was blank. So I stamped here, and then I did some sewing here and here. And then I was much more happy with making this a page edge, which it's like a tab. And when I close it, you can actually see that and be able to open up to there. So I am going to be putting some more tabs into here. This is pretty much going to stay blank because this is a vintage page, and I don't want to do anything more modern on this side than I already have here. This is a vintage music page. Yeah, so that's pretty much, I think this is new. I love to work with hearts. Okay, well, this isn't the Ephemera Ember flip through, so I will stop there. I am just having a blast working in my Ephemera Ember journal, and I'm very pleased with how it's turning out. Yeah, so that's that. I hope that I was able to share something with you that was helpful, and I'm probably going to be doing more, what I want to say, frequent videos. In fact, actually, I just remembered, I am scheduled to do a 6 o'clock live craft, I don't want to call it craft chat, a live crafting session via Zoom. So that means if you ask me for the link, I'll give you the link and you can join, and you'll be able to use your camera to show your desktop while you're crafting. So there will be, you know, different squares for chatters. Oh, awesome. I did a December daily last year too, Tony. The one that was, it was, what I want to say, it was put on by Tracy Fox. I did her December daily last year, and I did the Ephemera Ember December daily, and I geared up to do the Junk Journal January, and I feel like I did something. Oh, and then I was making 50 million Advent journals for grandkids. So last year I really went overboard. And the problem is that I love doing these kind of things. I love doing the December daily. I love doing the Ephemera Ember. I love doing Junk Journal January and July. But when it's all done and I've had my fun, then I end up with these journals that I really don't have any place to put them. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen because I've been doing this for 2 years, I think, maybe 2.5. And it's all going to build up and I don't know where I'm going to put it. So I've been thinking that maybe I would list those types of journals on my Ko-fi shop as something called journals to repurpose or something. So then, like, say if I did this one when I'm all done, this would go on there and I would say, here's a journal that you can repurpose. And so they, if they like the cover, of course they'd have to like the cover pretty much. But then they could tear this off. They could put, glue new pages down. They could tear this off, glue a new page, put gesso over this. It's really fun to repurpose stuff. This is just something I'm thinking about and haven't planned out yet. But some of my stuff, this one isn't a real good example of journals that I had that are good for repurposing. But like my December daily from last year looks like this. And it would be real easy to repurpose. A person could cut this whole thing off. They could take it apart. This has 1, 2, 3, 4 signatures in it. Pull the signatures out. Look at that. That's a great big piece of Florentine paper from Italy. And there are so many things that could be done with that other than to use it as a page in a journal. This is a beautiful piece of fabric here that would be very easy. I've taken things off that have been glued in it. It's so funny. I'll go, oh, thinking it's for cheap glue. I don't use cheap glue. I use, what do I use? I use 3-in-1. Back when I was doing this, I was using Fabri-Tac. I use Barely Art because it gives you wiggle room. And I use art glitter glue. So I don't use cheap glue. And I use Pritt glue sticks. So this page, that would be easy to repurpose. A lot of this stuff. Here, you could pull this all apart and use this side of the music, and this is a vintage music book. This is an envelope that a person could repurpose the wax seal easily. There's so much that could be done with this. There's a clip that they could repurpose. Because everything, if I were to resell this, it would go with everything. It would go with the aged paper clip. Here's a vintage Italian page from Italy. So yeah, that's just something that I'm thinking about doing because it saddens me that it just sits here and doesn't get any love. And that's what's fun about junk journaling is we repurpose things so much and we get a lot of love out of doing that. And this is a page that I coffee dyed. Yep, I can see a lot. Here's more Florentine paper. Look at all that Florentine paper. In fact, I made this journal big and there's a lot of pages that I didn't do anything with. So there's a lot of pages, at least half of them, a person could have a lot of fun with. Look at all that straw paper. Full page of all of this. This whole signature hasn't been used. and most of it is vintage. Yep. And I know I actually gifted. So Tony said people would buy it to just have it on their bookshelf to look at. And with me, I'm fine with whatever someone wants to do with any of my items that I tried to de-stash. And I like to call it de-stash because that's what I'm doing. I'm not looking at my stuff and saying, oh, this is a beautiful piece of work of art, I'm going to sell it for $100 or $40 or something. Maybe 40 might be a high amount that I might do for something that has a lot of stuff in it. And yeah, so anyways, I'm getting carried away now. I guess being I'm on this subject though, I will show a couple of my naked journals. That is awesome. I'll bet that really makes you feel good that your friend likes to appreciate your journal like that. So here's one of my naked journals. This is vintage tapestry, vintage lace, and this is a repurposed happy planner. I bought new discs to go with it, and it has happy planner tabs in it, and this is a planner. So this is a naked journal because it has not really been, it has some stuff, so it's naked in the respect that it has writing pages in it for a planner. And this is based off of kits from Crafty Cat. She makes some beautiful digital kits. And this one I think is her industrial kit. I have a whole video on this, so if you're interested in looking at the whole flip through of this, I have it on my channel. And then this comes with extra pages. It has a sack of extra pages in ephemera. And a lot of my stuff I keep in plastic to keep it nice, to keep the dust off of it. No allergens here, just some dust. This one is a naked journal. This is a vintage book, and it's from Germany. Has a hidden spine. And if a person is on the edge or on the fence about doing Ephemera Ember, this would make a perfect Ephemera Ember journal. It's all ready for you to, it's got a lot of neutral colors in it. It's all ready for you to put pockets and side tucks and all kinds of stuff in it. It's a pocket. Yeah. I'm very happy and pleased with this journal. I made it probably a year ago, but I had fun making it. I just don't have any use for it. And I have a lot of other book covers that I can do more of those with. So this is my first faith journal. This is vintage. This is from, I want to say that's from Gez Creates. We've got some ticking and some fabrics that I bought from Arizona that I love. And this is not a naked journal, but it's ready to go for somebody who maybe wants to participate in Ephemera and they'd like it to have a more faith-based type content. How do I want to say that? So I also have a flip through of this on my channel, and this one is, like I said, rip roaring ready to go for somebody who would like to have a journal, but they don't want to do the binding and they don't want to do the planning and work to put the planner together. This has a nice burlap pocket in the back. I love doing that sort of thing. It has tabs, so you could program the tabs. You could repurpose it a little bit to fit your liking. Has lots of opportunity to it. So I have another one somewhere, but I don't know where it's at. And we're getting towards my time where I like to wrap it up so that my video's not too long. But I made another journal planner that was based off of Tracy Fox digitals, and it has January through December, and it's got some beautiful graphics, and it has vintage. Maybe I didn't bring it with me. Looks like I didn't bring it with me. So, but it's on my, still looking around, it's on my playlist, and it's in Idaho, and I'll be back there in 6 months for if anybody were interested in it later on down the road. Okay, well, that's, can you make some pretty, oh, thank you, Tony, that's very nice. And I'm happy to commission, do commission work too. So if anybody said, oh, I like that idea and I like that idea, could you do something? Can I see the book covers that you have? And can I have a book cover with a hidden binding and tea-dyed paper, straw paper, Florentine paper, paper sack, blah, blah, blah. So I'm happy to do that sort of thing too. And that's what I've got for you today. I do tall journals too, travel journals. So I say all this because I still have a lot of stuff that I need to de-stash and make room. So basically I can buy more fun stuff and have more experiences with collecting, but you can only collect to a certain point. So I hope that this was a helpful video. I thank you very much for joining me. Please remember to hit the like, thumbs up, thumbs down works too. It all gives me algorithms. Oh my gosh, Tony, you live in Boise, Idaho. Oh my gosh. Well, I lived in Boise, Idaho for a long time, and then when we went full-time RV, it was difficult to find RV spots in the Treasure Valley area. So our first long distance RV long distance time, I'm having troubles with my words, was in Napa. So the other one, the last one, was in Caldwell. And our next one, when we leave Texas, is going to be in Homedale. So we're kind of making our way further and further towards Oregon, but it's all determined by what RV spots are available and, you know, if it's a decent RV spot. Like Napa was not a great one because it was across from that Denny's that closed down, in case you're familiar with that area off of Northland Boulevard, something like that. And by that Starbucks, and there's a gas station there that is a truck stop. And we had to listen to semi trucks all day and all night long. So the Caldwell one was much better. It was that brand new one that they just built. Sun Point, I think is what it was called. And it had big spots, and it really looked lovely. But they're calling themselves a resort because they were just building it. It was pretty affordable then, but I don't think it's going to be affordable next year. So that's why we looked for something different. But that's really cool to hear that you're in Boise, Idaho. I hope you'll join me again some other time, Tony. And it was nice chatting to you this time. And I'd love to chat with others. So maybe if you're watching this video today, it's 1:53 p.m. Central Time. And I will be back again tonight for live real-time crafting with others, should they desire to do that, at 6 o'clock tonight, Central Time.